Kaelen, the Shadow Walker, a thief whose reputation slithered through the taverns of Eldoria, stood on the precipice of the Dragon's Tooth, a jagged peak that clawed at the stormy sky. Below in the cavern's maw glowed the infernal light of Ignis, the obsidian worm, and the glittering allure of its legendary horde. Kaelen clutched his lockpicks, heart a frantic drum against his ribs. The target, the Serpent's tear, a gem said to hold the solidified sorrow of an ancient sea serpent, capable of granting its wielder mastery over water. Foolishly, Kaelen craved that power. Under the oppressive heat and the rhythmic snores of the slumbering dragon, Kaelen navigated the labyrinthine horde. Gold coins shimmered like fallen stars, jewels winked with captured light, and ancient artifacts whispered forgotten tales. But Kaelen's eyes were fixed on a pedestal of obsidian, where the Serpent's tear pulsed with a cool, ethereal blue light. It was larger than his fist, flawless and mesmerizing. With nimble fingers he bypassed the magical wards and snatched the gem. The dragon stirred, a low growl rumbled through the cavern, shaking the very stone. Kaelen sprinted, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Ignis's eye snapped open, a molten gold slit that fixed on the fleeing figure. A torrent of fire erupted, scorching the air behind him. Kaelen dodged and weaved, the Serpent's tear heavy in his pouch, a cold weight against his thigh. He scrambled out of the cavern, the dragon's roar echoing in his ears. He had done it. He had stolen from a dragon and lived. Days later, far from the Dragon's Tooth, Kaelen rested in a dilapidated inn. He finally dared to examine his prize. As he held the Serpent's tear, a wave of profound sadness washed over him, so intense it brought him to his knees. Tears streamed down his face for reasons he couldn't comprehend, the phantom grief of a forgotten age. He felt a chilling dread seep into his bones. This was no ordinary magic. The curse intensified. Wherever Kaelen went, a palpable aura of melancholy followed. Flowers wilted in his presence, laughter turned to silence, and joy seemed to drain from the world around him. He became withdrawn, haunted by visions of crashing waves and sorrowful whispers. The gem, meant to grant him power over water, was instead drowning him in an ocean of despair. He tried to discard it, but it always reappeared, heavy and cold in his pocket. Desperate, Kaelen sought the wisdom of a reclusive sorceress. She examined the Serpent's tear, her face grim. "This is not a gem of water mastery, thief," she croaked. "It is a vessel of pure sorrow, bound to the dragon's grief. By stealing it, you have taken a piece of its soul, and now its despair clings to you." She explained that the only way to break the curse was to return the gem to Ignis. With a heavy heart, Kaelen returned to the Dragon's Tooth. The air crackled with the dragon's fury even before he entered the cavern. Ignis, its scales shimmering like obsidian shards, descended upon him, its roar a deafening wave of rage. This time Kaelen did not run. He held out the Serpent's tear, its blue light a stark contrast to the dragon's fiery breath. Ignis hesitated, its golden eyes narrowing. It recognized the missing piece of its sorrow. With a guttural sigh that sounded like the grinding of mountains, it lowered its massive head. Kaelen placed the Serpent's tear back on its pedestal. As the blue light merged with the dragon's horde, the oppressive despair that had clung to Kaelen lifted. He felt lighter, but the memory of the profound sorrow he had carried remained, a stark reminder of his foolish greed. He left the Dragon's Tooth empty-handed, but free. He had learned a valuable lesson. Some treasures are best left undisturbed, and true freedom is not found in power, but in facing the consequences of one's actions.